everybody, it's KLG24601 here with another episode of Asagao Academy, and we're just gonna jump right into it because I did my little speech last video about how yeah, go watch that video if you haven't watched this one. It would not make sense to watch part 7 before watching part 6, so do that. Yeah, as usual, the next day Maya and I got to school early, still poking fun at each other for our moment the night before, but as we approached Poppy Hall, I noticed something felt different. A palpable tension hung in the air. It was almost humid. Oh, gotta go over the diary. This from yesterday. Shane was surprisingly nice yesterday, even though he was such a jerk earlier. I can't seem to pin him down. Does he hate me or not? And if so, why? Mai thinks I've got a crush on someone, but I don't think I'm there yet. Someone's piqued my interest, but... Okay, so those are all the things. It was almost humid. Continuing. Oh gosh. Man, what is up with everyone?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is there a test today? Not that I know of. But as we entered the building and turned the corner, it suddenly made sense. Jared and Paul were arguing amidst a large crowd and spit flying from their mouths, while Nick and Josh walked along the hallway pasting posters of Paul's face over Jared's modeling shots. I thought I told you to stop and take those posters down. No, what is wrong with you? These walls are everybody's space. We don't have to listen to you. And you should know that this campaign is way more important than your little fashion show.
No.
But mine were here first. Lay off them. This is between you and me, Jared. Leave them out of it. You've been taking up all the wall space with your show. The student elections are much more important. It's our government. Student government doesn't even do anything.
Whoa!
Well. I can, as current president, I can say with full knowledge that and proper authority that the student government does a ton for this school. You don't even know, Jared. You don't even know. What's the student government actually? She wasn't with me anymore. She'd prided herself between Jared and Paul and was pushing them apart. I ran forward to help her. You guys should stop. Hana! I flinched. Sorry, Hana, I didn't mean to yell. We want your opinion on something. You're a regular student, a new student. You're uninvolved. What do you think is more important, our student government or the fashion show? This decides if you can date Paul or Jared. I don't know what happens if you say I don't want to choose between you. But I haven't gone through the Paul route yet. Mostly continue, but Paul. Yeah. And I think I'm gonna go with the one that leads to Jared, which is agreeing with him, just so I can keep my options open for when I want to play through the game later, even though I'm gonna be probably playing on a different computer, and I don't think you can transfer save files, but you know what, YOLO, okay? So, I think it's the fashion show.
Alright.
Yes, thanks for knowing what's up, Hana. That doesn't reflect my views at all. I would say student government is more important than the fashion show, but I'm playing as Hana, and I feel like Hana would do the same as well, but you know what, whatever. I want you to win presidency again, Paul, I really do, but the fashion show will be even greater for the school. Plus, my posters were here first. I have spatial rights. Dude, your fashion show isn't even that cool. Jealousy, rage, a killer high jump kick. They should call you the man with 3 features. I'm not some cheap action figure. Well, whatever. I guess I'll put my coasters? Those are not coasters. Posters somewhere with free walls. Maybe they'll get a janitor or 2 to vote for me. Thanks for being truthful, Hana. I'm going to try harder and see if I can change the students' minds about this. It was amazing they even cared what I thought. Hana's usually right about these things. You should listen to her. Mai patted me on the back and I jumped. I forgot she was there. Jared looked at Mai, raising an eyebrow. Are you sure, Mai? Don't you have your own opinion? Why'd he bother to ask? Well, if I'm being honest, I care more about the fashion show. I go to the elections because I have to, but I go to the show because I want to. Plus, it raises a lot of money for the school. Thank you. He gestured dramatically at Mai as if her opinion sealed the deal. That's because we made it a fundraiser. The 5-minute bell. Class was about to start. Jared nodded to us and walked away. Paul opened his mouth as if to say something more, but evidently thought better of it. He headed after Jared with Nick and Josh, thanking them for their help. Being a year ahead of us, their classes would be on the next floor. I began to follow them, but I gently pulled her arm. Our classroom was the other way.
Oh, Jared.
Jared, if you need any help with the show, I'm here. Her yell echoed through the emptying hallway. Jared, without looking back, raised a hand in acknowledgement. Yeah. Mai covered her mouth and emitted a skull-piercing squeal. Wincing, I dragged her into the classroom. After the drama that morning, I wasn't sure what to expect at lunch. I dawdled on my own, making up an excuse about copying notes, hoping whatever tension remained would dissipate while I was gone. When I got to the cafeteria, it seemed my plan succeeded. Hana, we saved a spot for you. Get over here. Mai sat at the normal Boost Club table, looking like she completely belonged. She waved to me to join her. I sat down next to her at the edge of the table. Josh was across from me. We made eye contact as I sat down, so I nodded slightly to him. He nodded back. I felt accepted. Hey, Hana. How was class?
Hey.
Good, thanks. PBG might have already told you, but we're working together on a project. It's going pretty well. I'm doing the Is that Gerard back there? In a shy moment of not wanting to look Nick in the eye, I glanced to the side and saw Gerard in the back of the cafeteria with someone I didn't know. Everyone turned to look. He's probably doing some training. Satch waved a hand. So I borrowed a new drawing tablet the other day, hoping I could use it to make plans for my machine. Satch changed the subject, and everyone started talking about that. I, however, kept my concentration on Gerard, who was holding a small figure. Same with the girl he was talking to. Were those what they were trading? Those are itty-bitty kitties. They're really popular right now. I'm surprised you don't recognize them. They're kitty figures of all different shapes and colors. I have a few myself.
Uh-huh.
You know me. I'm hip to the know about these things. Is that even a phrase? Is that even a phrase, Mai? I need to stop. They're pretty cute, but kind of a little girl thing. She shrugged. Gerard is known as a completionist around here, and every time a new thing gets popular, he collects them all. I've never seen his collections, but I've heard they're really impressive. You have to be a dedicated person to do something like that. The completionist, was that why he was so thorough when giving me a tour? IBK is the thing right now. And last year, too. I think in first year there were a lot of people collecting silly slimy snakes, but that got old fast. Teachers didn't like everything coated in the thin layer of slime. I still have one in our room. I can show you sometime. Jared tapped Mai on the shoulder, and she whirled around, hitting me in the face with her hair. Yes? I wanted to thank you for this morning. Oh no, it was nothing. Definitely, I mean it. As Jared and Mai spoke, my eyes went back to Gerard's exchange. The girl pulled a second figure out of her backpack and held both of them up. Gerard inspected it and shook his head. She pulled another one out, sadly this time, and Gerard's face lit up. He held out his figure and they swapped. How bittersweet. Letting go of something you love to get something you would potentially love more. What do you think, Hana? My attention was pulled away. I hadn't been listening to the conversation. Huh? Yes or no? Oh, God. I have literally no idea what this does. I'm really sorry for that noise. I can't promise I'll never do it again, though. I'm sorry. We're gonna go with yes? Interesting. Mai gave me a skeptical glance, then turned away. I bowed my head in apology, and took one last quick look at the intriguing trade happening. The girl left. And Gerard was... Gosh dang it. Yawns. And Gerard was now talking to a boy with a messy appearance who made exaggerated hand motions. It looked like he just got out of bed. Was this another trade?
All right.
So, official announcement in case you haven't heard. We're having a competition tomorrow. Just a little causal. It's supposed to be casual. Typo. It's okay. No worries. I'm not triggered. I'm very triggered. Anyway, something to get us ready for the tournament.
Yeah.
Finally! We've been planning this one since last year's. My attention snapped back to the conversation happening in front of me. Was this what PBG was talking about yesterday? Hana, Mai, you're invited if you'd like to come. Either way is fine, but let me know so I can plan. How does it work? It's a little thing, some lighthearted fun to start off the new year. Lighthearted fun, my ass. John almost broke Satch's nose last year, and Gerard twisted his ankle. Satch delicately raised a hand to his nose.
No.
It was an accident. You forgot the part where you almost passed out from blood loss, Shane. I didn't forget. He looked away. I can never forget. I don't know about this. I'm not very good at video games.
Yeah!
Sure you are. Jared, welcome.
All right. right.
Awesome. I'll plan for you to be there. Don't worry, Hana. It's actually fun. You probably won't get hurt. As much as I was afraid of possibly losing a limb, I really did want to go. I was glad Mai was there to force me into it. Without her, I would be a lonely transfer, probably eating grass by myself at this very moment. Yeah, sounds fun. Thanks for inviting us. Of course, it would be rude to have you sit with us at lunch and then ban you from our tournament. Plus, it'll be nice to have some new competition. I look forward to winning. The rest of lunch passed by comparatively uneventfully. Or at least, if anything else happened, I didn't notice. I was too busy staring at the food in front of me. Joy and horror mixing in my stomach. There was no way I was going to beat even one of these normal Boots boys. I would make a fool of myself. But still. I was getting to go. It was a privilege nobody else shared. Paul looked at me with what seemed like concern, and I smiled at him. He grinned and returned to his food. The least I could do was give it a chance, right? After a long day, class was finally over and I was ready to go home. Mishizuka still wasn't over her breakup, and Mai complained loudly that she needed a new man so the homework would stop being so killer. It was something to do, though. What else would I be doing if not homework? Studying, probably. Hana, before we go back to the dorms, there's something in A32 that I want to show you. Come. A32, wasn't that the normal Boots Club room? We're not allowed in there. There's no meeting today, so no one's going to be there either. That's exactly why we need to go now. Mai grabbed my hand and dragged me through the halls. Mai, I don't know about this. What if someone sees us? If you act natural, no one will care. There's too many people around. Nobody will be interested in what we're doing. Mai was full of confidence that I wished I shared. I really don't think I'm comfortable with this. Mai stopped at the club room door, gently tugging on it.
Yeah!
Sweet! They left it open. She pulled me into the club room and shut the door behind us. It's in here. Here was a storage closet at the very back of the room. A plain white cabinet. She stopped short of the door, looking expectantly at me. I tugged the knob, expecting it to be locked like all storage closets were. The knob didn't move, confirming my suspicions. Relief swept through me. Well, darn. Looks like it's locked. I guess whatever you have to show me will have to wait for another day. Till another day. If I don't correct myself, I'm going to be triggered. Or maybe never. Oh, I know it's locked. That's why I have these. I'm so Hana in this situation. I'm such a goody-goody, you guys. I'm awful. She pulled a shiny chain of keys. I don't have my keys or I'd pull them out. There is actually a key noise. Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that. She pulled a shiny chain of keys from her pocket, eyes sparkling. Or at least I hope there was a key noise and I'm not going insane. Or, you know, someone's breaking into my house. But I'm pretty sure there was a key noise. I'm gonna go with that.
What?
Shizuka's keys? Who gave you those? No one. I'm borrowing them for a little bit. No harm done. She fiddled with the door handle, going through key after key. I'm seriously uncomfortable with this. Someone is bound to find out. They always do. Finally, there was a small click and the lock relented. Don't worry, Hana, I'll protect you. Mai opened the closet and a light shone down directly onto its contents.
Yay!
There they are! To my utter bewilderment, there sat luminescent golden boots resting on a velvet pillow encased in a glass box. What are these? I stepped closer to the case and was about to put my hand on the glass, but stopped inches before, wrought with guilt. We shouldn't be here. Yeah. I should not be at this late, but I need to get this done, so I'm recording. Dang it. I'm gonna hug my chameleon. This is probably a bad idea, but I'm just gonna hug my chameleon while I play this. Nope, that's not working. Okay, we're putting you right there. Sorry, honey. Okay. These Hana are the boots. The boots. It's the symbol of the normal Boots Club. This is their club room after all. I'm telling you, these guys don't mess around. Is it made of gold? Real gold? It must have cost a fortune. I'd say they're solid gold. Only worth 100,000 yen or so, but to really make sure... Mai's fingers wiggled in front of her face. Before I could stop her, she opened the glass case and lifted the boots from the velvet pillow they rested on which they rested. Thank you very much. I am all kinds of awful tonight. Mai, please, be careful. I grabbed the boots from underneath just in case she dropped them. Good thing, too, because they were heavy. The gold was cool and hard to the touch. These boots were definitely not wearable and anything but normal. Mai bounced them up and down, weighing them with her hands. Her arms flexed as she did so. I suddenly realized why her pats on the back hurt so much. Volleyball made her strong.
Bingo.
Yep, definitely solid gold. Mimi lied to me. She said they were gold-plated. I didn't believe her, so I had to check. So you dragged me along instead of her? This display of wealth made my stomach turn. Where they saw a symbol, I saw months of food for my father and I. 100,000 yen lying in a closet protected by a single, poorly guarded key. It might not be a big deal to the students with rich parents, the majority of the academy, but it was more than disturbing to me.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I wanted you to experience this with me. Silhouetted by the warm glow of the spotlights, Mai smiled at me. That smile almost made me feel okay being here without permission. Almost. Plus, when we get caught, we'll be okay. There's no way they can punish you. They really like you. What? The storeroom lights flickered on. We both turned abruptly, still holding the boots. Shane stood in the doorway. Maybe not that one. You, what are you doing here? That case is supposed to be locked. Well, it was locked. My!
Shane.
We're really sorry, Shane. We heard the boots were kept in here and we were curious, that's all. No harm done, right? Here, Mai, let's give the boots back to him. Yeah, I was just showing her. We aren't suspicious. You guys hide it away. How was anyone ever supposed to see it? She handed the boots to Shane, who placed them carefully back into the case, adjusting the pillow to the center.
No.
We hide it from people who aren't in the club, like you. The case clicked shut. Shane, I'm sorry. Do not come back here. Get out of my sight. But I am containing my anger now, but your continued presence is making that even more difficult. I gulped. Maya and I dashed out the door. Shane slammed the door behind us. Do you think he's gonna tell the rest of them? I really hope not. I might have ruined my reputation with them.
Sorry.
I think you mean I might have ruined your reputation with them. She threw her head back and laughed, not quite grasping the consequences of her actions. You'll be fine. I'll even be fine. They're students, just like us. It's not like we stole it. But Shane, he was really angry. That's just an act. Don't worry about it, Hana. I said I would protect you, right? Her words seemed genuine enough, but I had a hard time believing her. It was almost as if she planned for us to get caught. Okay. Good. Now let's head back to the dorms. That competition is tomorrow, and I do not plan on losing due to lack of sleep. The tournament, I completely forgot. Would they even let us participate, considering what we just did? Mai hummed happily as she skipped down the hall, somehow impervious to my anxieties. Heart heavy, I followed her. Only time would tell. Oh, and that's the end of another day, you guys. We're gonna save. It's the end of another day, almost the end of our first week here at Asagao. Yep, okay. So, Dear Diary, are Paul and Jared really friends? They seemed really angry during that fight. Paul's so sincere about being student council president. It must be really important to him. I never pegged him for a bleeding heart, but it's kinda cute. And how can Gerard have such confidence with his IBKs? I don't even want to talk about Shane. But yeah, that's the end of this episode, the end of this day. And we're gonna get into the next episode, next day, next time, with the Stomping Sisters tournament. And I have a hunch it's gonna be fun. And maybe we'll get our butt kicked. Hana. I'm not Hana. Need to keep telling myself that. I'm not actually dating PWG. Hana is. It's not me. Okay. I'm gonna stop going insane. That's probably not true. But I will see you guys in the next episode of Asagao Academy. Bye!